into doing a little bit of graphing of a line and slope intercept form. So again, this should be a nice review for you. So we're going to start with a warm-up that you're going to find the slope using the formula from yesterday, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and find the slope of each of these lines. All right, so again, we're going to get into graphing. So we're going to do it all from slope-intercept form, which should be familiar to you guys. Okay, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is slope, like we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about how we will start recognizing m as being slope. And then b is something that we recognize as being the y-intercept. Y-intercept means where it crosses the y-axis. So you do need to know which one of your two axes is the y-axis. Okay, so if we start in y equals mx plus b for our slope and our y-intercept, here's an example of an equation, y equals 2x plus 3. Our slope is 2, our y-intercept is 3. So if we were going to graph this, first of all, we would want to turn our slope into a fraction, so 2 over 1 is the same. And then our y-intercept is 3. So I'm going to actually pull up my other screen and zoom in just a tad so that we can graph this. So we are going to start at y-intercept, which is 3. And from that, we are going to move our slope. And we know our slope is positive 2 and positive 1. So we would go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And that would be our line. And you can see that without a ruler, sometimes your lines are going to be a little bit wonky, but that's all right. You get the point. Okay, so start at your y-intercept and then move your slope. Okay, so we're going to try it again for this one. Y equals 4x minus 1. Okay, so we're going to start again at our y-intercept. I'm going to pull up my other screen. We're going to start at our y-intercept, which in this case is negative 1. Our slope is 4, which is also the same as 4 over 1. So we're going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. I'm going to do it again, up 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. And again, draw my line, and then there is my graph. Okay. Here's another one. So y equals negative 1/4 x plus 3. So this one has a fractional slope, so we don't have to change it into a fraction. So we're still going to start at our y-intercept. So in this case, our y-intercept is 3. And we're going to go down 1 over 4. Down 1 over 4. And then that is our equation. Okay, down 1 over 4. Notice I only went down in a negative direction. Okay, the negative can only be in one direction. And the reason for that is because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So if you go in two negative directions, you're actually going to be doing a positive slope. Okay, if you didn't want to go down 1 over 4, you could go up 1 and then negative 4 in the x direction as well. And you'll notice that that is on our line as well. So you can either go down as your negative or to the left as your negative, as long as your other movement is a positive movement. Okay. Alrighty, so what do we do in this situation where we do not have a y-intercept? Okay, well, if we do not have a y-intercept, then that means our y-intercept is going to be at 0. So we are starting at 0, 0, and then moving the slope. So in this case, negative 3, it's going to be down 3 and then 1 positive. Down 3 and then 1 positive. So that is the equation of the line. Okay, please make sure that you're paying attention to positives and negatives. So make sure your slopes are looking like your line should look. Okay, so the next one is what happens if there is no x, okay? So y equals 5. And this, if you go back to the type of slope we talked about yesterday, this is actually one of the ones that is a 0 slope, which means that it is going to be a horizontal line. So all you do is you go up to 5 on the y-axis and you draw a straight line. So this right here is a y equals number line, okay? If it said y equals -2, you would go to -2 and draw your line. If it said y equals -5 or y equals 2, you're just going to draw a horizontal line when it comes to that one, okay? So then what happens if it's an x? Okay, first of all, this is not in slope-intercept form because that is y equals mx plus b. So this, if you go back to what we were talking about for slope, this is a undefined slope or a vertical line. So you're going to go to -1 in the x, and you're going to draw a vertical line. That is x equals -1. If it was x equals 4, you would do it here, x equals 4. If it was x equals -6, you would draw a vertical line there, okay? So y is horizontal, x is vertical, okay? And then anything that is a y equals mx plus b is going to be some sort of a slanted line, okay? That is going to give you a slope, all right? So you do have an assignment that there is matching. You're going to be matching a graph with an equation, and just trying to get used to what a equation in slope-intercept form is going to look like in a graph. Okay, so again, if you guys have any questions, need help with any of this, please feel free to reach out to me, and I hope you guys have a good day.